Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? All right. Welcome. I don't know. I don't think you can hear me out there. Good afternoon. Welcome to the third annual pre-Thanksgiving luncheon for our seniors. Let's give everyone a round of applause. I am Claudia Averett, the Chief of Staff for the school district, and again, we welcome you. At this time, I'd like to bring forward one of our board members, Ms. Bev Harris, who also serves as the co-chair for this wonderful luncheon, who has to bring some great remarks. Ms. Harris, thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What can I give to all of you this afternoon? May I give you a prayer, a wish that God will continue to take care of you with good health and happiness, not just for today, but for all the rest of your life. At your lowest, God is your hope. At your weakness, God is your strength. And when you are sad, God is your comforter. We all are dealing with a lot right now, but keep going. Stay strong, because God is working everything out in your favor. And of course, before I sit down, I have to leave you with a little joke. A family was vacationing in Jerusalem, and the mother-in-law passed away. The undertaker said to her, "Here in Jerusalem, I could bury her for $500. If I ship her back to the States, it will cost $5,000. The son-in-law thought for a little while. "Oh, a moment. Ship her back to the States." The undertaker said, "You must really love your mother-in-law." He said, I heard the last person that was buried in Jerusalem rose on the third day. I can't take that chance. Welcome, and I'll see you again next year, prayerful.
Well, we always look forward to Miss Bev's jokes every year, and they get better. Thank you, Miss Harris. Thank you. At this time, I would love to introduce the shepherd of this house, our principal. I did see him coming this way, but then he got distracted, I think, with a student. So we're going to keep moving, and then when Mr. Popley arrives, then we'll bring him up to greet and welcome everyone to this wonderful high school. So at this time, I'd like to bring up our esteemed superintendent, Dr. Mumeen.
Good afternoon. How are we doing this afternoon? Wonderful. It's just amazing to be in this space today with you for a third year in a row and for many more to come. We appreciate you and we thank you for being here today. I'd like to do a couple acknowledgments and then a welcome to you. So I just want to start by thanking our students, our amazing scholars in culinary arts and marketing. Let's give them a hand. So we like to thank them today for not only serving, but also for making the delicious desserts that we are going to have today. I'm very excited about that. So please, let's give them a hand. We also like to thank Dr. Thompson, who serves as the supervisor over our CTE program. Mr. Harris, who's a culinary arts instructor. I'd like to thank, yes, please give a hand. I'd like to recognize Receiver Nichols, who is here with us today. Our board members that are present, if you can please raise your hand. Thank you, board members. I'd like to thank the City of Chester, Mayor Roots and his administration for collaborating with us on this event every year. And yes, please. any other public officials that are in the room today, please raise your hands. Thank you again for being here. We'd also like to thank our board president, Neil. And last but not least, catering today, Amir's Red Brick Cafe. So just a few acknowledgements. Also administration, staff, teachers that are here with us joining today. Let's give them a hand. I see someone back here and around. So again, this is an amazing time. This really warms my heart. Every year I share a story around who I am and why I am who I am, in part because of my grandparents. So I've shared a story before around being the child of a teen mother in high school. And so that required for my grandparents to be those really first parents to me, raising myself and my mother at the same time. She was 16 at the time. And although my grandparents are not here with me today, every foundation that they've built for me, I remember that, and it is in my heart. It is in part, again, why I am who I am. I recall, even with my godparents, and I celebrated this past September, my godmother who turned 100 years old. Okay. So I drove all the way to Detroit for that celebration because she gave myself and my husband instructions around what we needed to do to be there for her, and we made sure we did that. So respect of person, right, is exactly what they taught us to do, to be respectful. I would not have gone to college if it weren't for my godparents who decided to put me in a pickup truck with them and take me from school to think about where I wanted to go. And then when a decision was made on the University of Michigan, to literally take all of my things and put them in the back of a pickup truck to take me to the University of Michigan because I was a first generation student. So I thank you each and every day. You may not hear this often, right? The thank you, we appreciate you, but I'm here to say this today, that we would not be where we are, who we are, the strength that we have, right, if it weren't for each and every one of you in this room. So please, this is a small token. Please enjoy the meal today. Thank you. Principal Popley. You were first, Principal Popley, but we want to make sure we get to our meal, so I went before you.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out. As Dr. Mumin said, we look forward to this event every year because I'm going to speak a little personal as well. I came from a late bloomer. I think my father was probably in his 40s when he had me. So when I was born, I didn't have the luxury of having grandparents. My grandparents are all been deceased. But during the course of my education and during the course of working in the district, I do realize that a lot of our students, the fairy tales and the fairy godparents and the fairy this, fairy that, but as I look across and look at all of you, you are the fairy tales that all of our students talk about. You are the reality of who they are and why they are and what they determine in the progress as far as where they are today. They don't need the tooth fairies, Santa Clauses. They have everything in here in this room with each one of you. And the blessings that you give to them, thank you. The backbone, the education, the stories, passing down knowledge, informing them and enlightening them about their heritage, where they've come from, and the direction and the possibility of where they can go, is all thanks to all of the things that you all do. We had this year the opportunity for a first, to have a female African-American minority run for president. When my father was born in 1930, I remember the first time a black person ran for president. And he told me, he said, every time I get a chance to vote, I'm going to vote for that black person, because hopefully, he said, before I pass, I get to see that happen, before I leave this earth. My father passed away right before Barack Obama became president. So the belief in just the trials and tribulations, what we've been through, the things that were going on in this world, the political climate, all the things that are going on, it's very pleasurable and understanding for all of you when you're in your rooms or in your dining room tables, because you know how when we were raised, the knowledge, the information, the stories, all about life was shared at that dining room table. And so I encourage all of you, because that is what's missing right now for a lot of our youth. They don't have those stories, that knowledge that's passed down to them to understand how far we've come, but also how far we still have to go. But one thing I will always say, no matter what the situation is, when I'm talking to a young man or young woman, regardless of what the situation may be, we talk about parents, but then when they talk about grandparents, there's a light that shines in their eyes. And I don't know if you all see that, but we see that, because I could call a parent and they say, oh, you call my mother. I'm gonna call your grandma. Oh, no, don't call grandma, don't call grandma. So I just want you to know that the influence that you have, the respect that you have, the love that they have for you, I encourage you, and I say this all the time, I know you can't adopt extra kids, but I wish some of you could come in and help out as much as you possibly can, just to share that loveness, just to share that family, just to share that peace that's just not there, that hasn't been there for some of our students who don't experience that. They need that support. They need to know that no matter what, somebody's out there, I believe in you, I love you, regardless of what your zip code is, I'm here for you, and no matter what you need, I can relate and I will be there for you. If they have that and they understand that, I think it'll help our students so much more. Because in this world right now, a lot of our students feel like they're on their own in their survival mode. Sometimes all they need is for one of you to step by and pass on some knowledge and give them that hug and say, you're not in this world by yourself. You got backup. So I appreciate all of you, because you are the backup and you are the backbone for everything that we do. And I ask you just continue as much as possible. My door is always open at Chester High. I'm gonna say this all the time. Anytime you wanna come in, help, anything that you need to do or anything that you want, if you want access to the students, please feel free, because I believe in family, I believe in being united, and I know none of us can do this work all by ourselves. We're encouraging that we need all the support we can get. And sometimes I need your support too, because I need hugs too. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Have a great afternoon.
All right. I don't want to continue standing between you and that great food that has been prepared, but we have to bring up our Receiver Nichols, and then I'll come back and then talk about how the meals will be served. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Miss Beverly took my joke. Dr. Mumeen and Mr. Popley took my story, so I'll be very short. I just simply want to say thank you. You all are contributing members of this community, the backbone of this community, and the reason why I can say that I'm standing here today as I look around this room. I was raised by a grandmother, as some of you may know. And when she passed away, I was then raised by another grandmother and great aunt. So my old soul is old. Funny thing, and I have one, Miss Bev, from just the other day, my 16-year-old, I have a 16-year-old now, she just turned 16 last Tuesday, and was devastated about what happened on Tuesday evening, as I know some people were, because she was really wanting to see that barrier broken and have the first African-American female president. But at any rate, she's trying out for cheerleading now, and she came out to school, and I said, you don't have anything on. She said, Dad, it's nice outside. I said, you're gonna have walking pneumonia. She said, well, what's that? I said, if my grandmother was here, you would know what it is. Because she would have put a sweater on you, a coat, a scarf, gloves, and everything else, and Vaseline all over your face. And you wouldn't have did it again. So again, I appreciate all of our grandparents, our seniors, our pillars in our community. You are the backbone. You are respected, you are loved, you are cherished, and you've paved the way. So today, please relax and enjoy yourselves. I do want to acknowledge one group of individuals that are here today, and that's our students. We have our marketing students and our culinary arts students here that are working alongside our caterer, and we just, again, We appreciate you too, and soak up all of this love in this room from these wise individuals. They're not seniors, they're wise individuals who walked the walk and talked the talk. And you can get a lot of knowledge out of them. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. And I promise you won't hear from anyone else after this, but we have to have greetings from the city of Chester. Deputy Mayor Portia West is here on behalf of Mayor Roots. We'll have her come up.
Good afternoon, everybody. And I won't be before you long, but I bring you greetings on behalf of Mayor Stefan Roots and Council members Tamika Gibson Williams and Councilman Fred Green. They're all in the room. Just wave your hand. And also Councilman Shaquan Davis. We want to thank you so much for inviting us to this lovely event. We're so grateful and so thankful. I want to acknowledge the leadership here with the Chester Upland School District, all the elected school board members, all of you grandparents from the community who are just giving your all to our children here in Chester. We need you. A lot of you, I know, are volunteering in various ways, and I want to thank you for your commitment. The one thing that I love about Chester, there are many things I love about Chester, but the one thing is the love and compassion and empathy that we all have for one another. I mean, I've been to so many food drives and other giveaways where people are just helping the people here in Chester and making sure that our children have food as well. So I just want to commend you on your leadership. You are the leaders of our community, and thank you so much. God bless every one of you. Happy Thanksgiving, and God bless our veterans.
Okay, at this time, our students will be serving. So what with the food, once it's plated, our students will be coming around and bringing it to your tables. Okay, bon appetit.